heart-wrenching. Okay. Corey, I've been to a number of court hearings.
Hello, hello. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greg, are you there? Nothing. I didn't know if my FB was on. Clearly, it was not. Yes, I do now. Thank you.
No, it's not dry. Oh, never mind. It was dry when I. What we got? What's a good talk conversation starter with you?
I've been tracking flurries
Flurries.
and light rain.
What the heck?
Okay.
Yep. A little high. High. It's high.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I wanted to tell you something else. That lady you saw me with earlier, she was my lawyer. She's my realtor.
I mean, that's fine right there.
Across the street. I bought it. Yeah. So I'm going to build a bigger, better, grander hotel. That'll make this place look like a shack on the beach. You did not do that. I did do that. Imagine it. I get a fresh start without the baggage of drugged guests.
A switch to guilty for one local officer accused of killing a fellow officer, how today's developments will impact the case. Wall Street taking another hit over growing fears of the coronavirus, the latest from health officials in the United States after meeting with members of Congress this morning.
I've been tracking spotty flurries and a little light rain this morning. How long they last in your 4-1 forecast.
Live from the KMOV Broadcast Center in downtown St. Louis. This is News 4, watching out for you.
Good afternoon, I'm Corey Stark in for Claire Kellett. A former St. Louis police officer has pleaded guilty to shooting and killing one of his fellow officers. Nathaniel Hendren admitted to playing a Russian roulette-style game with Officer Caitlin Alex in January of last year. As part of a plea agreement, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Our Lauren Traeger was in the courtroom for an incredibly emotional proceeding. She joins us now live with the latest. Lauren.
That's right, Corey. I have covered many court hearings before. This one, by far, one of the most heart-wrenching I have ever been to. Officer Caitlin Alex's mother, brother, and sister all making statements to the court talking about the pain and devastation this has caused to their lives. And Nathaniel Hendren himself also talking to the judge through tears, choking up as he expressed his remorse and his guilt. SLMPD officer Caitlin Alex was over at Hendren's home on Dover Place in the city of St. Louis in January of 2019. She was off duty. Hendren and his partner were on duty and admitted to drinking alcohol and not being on patrol when they should have been. Now, the facts as presented today say that Hendren and Alex both started dry firing their personal guns and then in a Russian roulette-style game started firing a revolver with one round in the chamber. The prosecutor said that Hendren did not believe the cartridge would fire when he shot and killed Alex in the chest, or shot Alex in the chest, rather, killing her. Now, in court, Alex was remembered by her loved ones, but they were still clearly devastated by her loss. Her mother saying in court, quote, "When he killed her, he killed all of us." Alex's mother and Hendren's defense attorney both made brief statements after the court proceeding was over. Take a listen.
It's a very, very sad day.
What do you want to say about her today?
My daughter, it's the best thing that ever happened to me, and she's gone, so I'm alone now. I feel alone without her.
Today, Officer Hendren entered a guilty plea for the criminal charges against him. By that action, he has now concluded the criminal prosecution. He's accepted responsibility for his actions related to the tragic death of Caitlin Alex. He's expressed sincere remorse, and he hopes that this could bring some closure to the families of his victim, and that they will somehow find a way to move past this or accept it later on with their lives.
Now, Hendren could have faced many more years in prison, but both sides agreed to that 7-year prison sentence. He was charged with involuntary manslaughter, not with murder in this case. A number of Alex's family members saying they simply could not relive the tragedy through a public trial. Now, we're going to hear much more coming up from Alex's family as well as Hendren himself on News 4 at 4. For now, reporting live downtown at the courthouse, I'm Lauren Traeger. News 4.
Lauren, thank you. Powerhouse Sky Zoom 4 over the scene of a serious accident. This is in the Metro East. This is in Shiloh on Frank Scott Parkway between Greenmount Road and Hartman Lane. We have been told by St. Clair County EMA that accident reconstruction has been called out. Roads around the area have been shut down. Our newsroom is working to confirm what led to this crash, and of course, we'll keep you posted. Trauma counselors are being made available today for members of the Maryland Heights Community Center. It follows a deadly shooting inside the center on Monday night. There are 2 sessions. The first is from 7 until 9 tonight, and another one on Sunday from 2 until 4 at the Government Center on Dorset Road. The city hopes to reopen the center by Monday. You can see flowers left at the sign in honor of Maria Lucas. She was working the front desk when police say a part-time janitor shot and killed her on Monday night. 30-year-old Michael Honkamp faces a first-degree murder charge and remains in the hospital this afternoon. Let's switch over to weather and check in with meteorologist Megan Danahay. Some flurries that you're tracking out there.
Yeah, earlier they were flurries between 9:30 and around 10. It was a little colder. Seeing that transition to just a few spotty raindrops, and I'll show you when those end a little bit later today, but this is what's on Sky Tracker Doppler right now, and you can see a little green showing up, even a little bit of white back off to the north and east. Still a little bit colder between Litchfield and Vandalia, and we have probably a little bit more as far as flurry activity here. When you look down to the south, we've got a little more rain shower activity. That's the green color that you see between Rolla, Sullivan, over to Festus, down to Farmington. In fact, that's a live look at our BJC Sky Camera at Parkland Health Center in Farmington. Some pretty gray clouds there in the distance. Also some pretty gray clouds showing up at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. Temperatures are all above freezing. It's a little colder here in Litchfield, see 35 there, but we're around 43 in Rolla, 41 in Sparta, 45 right now in St. Louis. We probably see a little bit more shower activity before it moves out and we track that warmer weather for the weekend. I'll walk you through it coming up. Corey.
Megan, thank you. Right now, city health leaders are working with medical partners locally and on the state and federal levels to better understand the coronavirus. Right now, city officials say the risk locally is very low. 20 people regionally, meaning the Metro East and the St. Louis area, have been tested for the virus, but no one has tested positive.
So we work really closely with the state health department. So the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services works really closely with the CDC, and they have a division called the Global Migration and Quarantine Division, which tracks individuals coming from affected areas. And so before an individual actually arrives into our jurisdiction, we know who they are and we know how to contact them.
This morning, the World Health Organization upgraded the global risk of virus spread to very high. The coronavirus is blamed for killing more than 2,800 people, and more than 8,300 people have gotten sick in at least 53 countries. Here in the United States, there have been 60 cases. U.S. stock markets are heading for their worst week since 2008 amid fears over the spread of coronavirus. Here's a live look at how the Dow is doing right now. You can see down almost nearly 500 points. Tita Kidd was always there for everybody else. 30 years as a pediatric nurse, a mother, and the rock of her family. Well, she's not used to needing help herself. But after a scary emergency room visit and facing a long road to recovery, the surprise squad decided to see if they could help make her feel just a little bit better.
Angela, right? Hey, how are you?
Oh, hi.
My name's Matt Chambers. I'm with the KMOV Surprise Squad. First of all, these are for you.
Thank you.
Secondly, and I know this is going to sound crazy, it's going to sound weird, I need you to come with me. We've already cleared this with your assistant manager. The store is good to go for the rest of the day.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Ready for some fun?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what's happening right now?
I thought something was going on maybe with my mom.
Your mom?
She had an infection that put her in the hospital. She has to walk with a walker now. She's going through some rehab, so she's been staying at my house.
We would like to jump in a car with you.
Okay.
And drive to your home, okay?
Yep. Oh my God.
I'm Matt Chambers with the KMOV Surprise Squad.
Oh God, you're gonna edit this, right?
Oh yeah.
All our lives, she's always been someone who's been the caregiver. For her not to ask for help and need it so much, it tore me apart.
I'm a nurse at Rankin Jordan Pediatric Hospital.
How long have you been off the job now?
Since November 21st.
But she had come to my house for dinner on Sunday night.
She had made my favorite meal, meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
And I woke up on Sunday morning to text messages that she had sent me overnight.
Saying, you made me sick, you're trying to poison me, aren't you?
And she's like, I hate your meatloaf. I'm never eating your meatloaf again.
You blamed your daughter for you waking up in the middle of the night throwing up.
I did.
And then it ended up being this infection.
So I took myself to the emergency room, and that's the last thing I remember.
Until when?
6 days later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when she was intubated, she ended up getting a blood clot, so they started her on blood thinners. Well, the blood thinners caused a hematoma.
It was just devastating. I didn't know if she was ever going to come back out.
They wanted to put her in a nursing home, and obviously she can come here. It was just a no-brainer.
You know, it's humiliating when it's your family that has to take care of you. You know, I usually wear pajama pants going out. I just look horrible, you know, it's just, you know.
I'll tell you, one of the things we were able to set up is a couple of wonderful ladies who've agreed to give you a makeover.
Over here, we'll set up and get you all pampered. How does that sound?
Okay.
You know, she was always very well thought out, all of her outfits.
she's just so always been a person that had her nails done all the time.
So are you ready to see?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh, wow, a lot of hair. This is fabulous.
The hair and the makeup is great, but we did a little shopping for you.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. I'm so excited.
Obviously you can't work for now. I know you're gonna get back to Rankin Jordan soon, but
I'm working on it.
our friends at Scott Credit Union are excited about your recovery, and they're ready to help with absolutely free financial counseling. That way you understand all the options that are out there.
Oh, that's fabulous, because I really need that.
We do have one more small gift for you. This will help you on your way just a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna ruin my makeup. It's too pretty. I so appreciate this. This is just a shock to me. I thought she was bringing home a hamster.
And we're told Tita wore that makeup to bed so she could look her best for the next doctor's appointment that she had. If you know someone like Tita, kind-hearted, puts others first, and has a compelling story, we want to hear from you. Email us at surprisesquad@kmov.com. Coming up, we go live to New York to visit with Jane Pauley for a preview of this week's CBS Sunday Morning Show. We'll be right back.
I can. I hear you just fine. Program was a little hot. We're working on that, but you were perfect.
Live from the KMOV Broadcast Center, this is News 4, watching out for you.
Welcome back, everybody. It is our favorite day of the week, Friday, and that means time to check in with Jane Pauley at CBS Studios in New York, joining us live with a preview of what's ahead for CBS Sunday Morning this weekend.
Oh, hi, Corey. Well, we got one of the most beautiful women in the world. At 17, Paula Porskova made her first appearance in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, which she thought was just a catalog. The next year, she was on the cover, and again the year after that, and Paulina Porskova became an international supermodel, an it girl of the 80s and 90s. But age has brought its challenges, as she tells Anthony Mason.
You know what? It's really freaking hard to be a woman, and it's really freaking hard to be a woman over 50 because we really get dismissed from the table. We have like a weird sort of period between your J-Lo looking fabulous and then Betty White, and there's kind of like a dead zone between the two. So I'm trying to fill that dead zone.
At 54, Porskova was widowed last year. And though her 30-year marriage to Rick Ocasek, the frontman of the Cars, was ending when he died, they remained close. And now she's struggling to understand why she was left out of his will. And there's so much more to her story. Corey?
All right, Jane, thank you very much. We'll see you on Sunday morning starting at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
You bet.
Well, here is today's fun fact. The final episode of MASH aired on this date in 1983. But what does MASH stand for? The answer coming up a little bit later on News 4 at noon.
I'm tracking a weekend warm-up, but we'll also see rain move in before it's all over in your 4-1 forecast next.
Live from the KMOV Broadcast Center, this is News 4. watching out for you.
It is the first Friday of Lent. That means churches and halls across the St. Louis area are firing up the fryers. Lenten fish fries are a tradition across the St. Louis area. And you can find a map of local fish fries on the KMOV News app. Just tap on News 4 links and you'll find the map, and you can share your church's fish fry just in case you don't see it. So a little fish fry tonight.
Hungry.
Exactly. And then maybe some warmer weather for us this weekend, maybe.
Yeah, the weekend's going to start cold. Tomorrow morning will be in the 20s, but we'll get a better day tomorrow, at least temperature-wise, and then we'll see warmer conditions still on Sunday. It's not a bad day out there this morning. We saw sunshine. Take a look at this. And then quickly the clouds moved in. Sunny skies in Washington, Missouri. That's our BJC sky camera showing waves of clouds, even a few snow flurries moving in a little bit earlier this morning. Now the sun is back out there in Washington, and we see some peaks of sunshine at Progress West Hospital in O'Fallon. 41 degrees, a little bit of sun shining, but some cloud cover as well. It's currently 43 at Lambert International Airport. Winds gusting to 28 miles per hour, so it is definitely a little breezy out there. A little colder off to the north and east. Litchfield at 37. Warmer in Sullivan, 42 there. It's currently 43 in Troy. Winds are sustained at about 18 miles per hour, again gusting to 28 in St. Louis, 15 miles per hour in Chesterfield. So it is a bit breezy out there, and it does make it feel like it's in the 30s just about everywhere. Sky Tracker Doppler showing this first little wave of some very light rain and even some snow flurries where it is a little bit colder from Nokomis back down toward Vandalia. You can see just a few very light snowflakes that are tracking off to the east-southeast, where temperatures are warmer in the low 40s from Rolla to Sullivan to Lusterville and Farmington, even up toward Festus. We see a little bit more raindrop here, raindrop activity over around Sparta, a little bit more as far as raindrops are concerned. We will see another little wave slide down this frontal boundary as we go through the afternoon, and that's going to bring yet another chance of some light rain to the area, potentially some lighter snow back off to the north and east. It's colder on this side of the front. So we're going to stay in the 30s, kind of back in this direction, and we're going to be a little bit warmer down to the south and west. So the area kind of divided in half, but this little disturbance slides right down the front. It brings additional chances for a little light rain, mainly light rain, as we move through the afternoon. Here's 3 p.m., spotty showers. Best chance probably east of the Mississippi River. You could see some showers around St. Louis, showers down to the south. Where it's a little bit colder, perhaps some more snowflakes mixing in there. No accumulation expected. A few lingering showers at 5 p.m. Temperatures down around 41 degrees. We'll expect to see decreasing clouds this evening. So by 8 o'clock, any rain out there, any snowflake activity is pretty much done. We'll see decreasing clouds and then clearing skies as we go through the overnight as high pressure moves in. That does mean we start cold tomorrow, 26 in the morning, and then we'll see temperatures warming as we go through the day. Here's your Battlehawks forecast tomorrow. Sunny skies, cold to start at 9 a.m. For that early tailgate at noon, we're up to 46. We'll see a high of 53. And the Blues are in town tomorrow evening, chilly and dry with temperatures in the 40s on the way back to the car. Not as cold Sunday morning, more clouds in Sunday's forecast, and we'll expect to see a warmer day on Sunday with highs in the mid-60s. But by Sunday evening, all that green, that is more rain moving in, and it's rain and potentially a few thunderstorms Sunday evening, Sunday night. Monday we'll see a chance of rain and storms, and then slightly cooler weather. Rain likely in Tuesday's forecast, a chance of rain on Wednesday. So you want to soak up that Saturday sunshine for sure.
I think Battlehawks fans will do that. I think Blues fans will do that. Downtown's going to be hopping
busy
tomorrow.
Game tomorrow. I bet busy day tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Megan, thank you. We'll be right back with the answer to the fun fact. The final episode of MASH aired on this date in 1983. What does MASH stand for? We'll tell you.
wife's dangerous line of work.
I've been an escort for 20 years. My clients come to my house. I don't know what's next for me, and it's scary.
You're completely okay with her doing what she does?
Yeah, we needed her income to pay our bills.
You have no empathy, no remorse at all.
You have been traumatized. For you to settle for that is not okay. You need to stand up for yourself here.
New Dr. Phil.
Time now to answer the fun fact.
The final episode of the show MASH aired on this date in 1983, but we want to know what MASH stands for.
Well, here's your answer. Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. There you go. The celebrated sitcom set during the Korean War ran for 11 seasons. And the finale was a special 2.5-hour episode. Still, a lot of people talk about how many people watched that. 77% of the television viewing audience watched that final episode.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
A lot of eyeballs.
A lot of eyeballs. Super Bowl type numbers there for sure. Well, thanks for joining us for News 4 at noon. We'll be back on News 4 at 4. And don't forget to download the KMOV News app and get all the breaking news updates that you need throughout the day.
This is your News 4 update, powered by the Bomarito Automotive Group.
Thanks for choosing News 4. I'm Corey Stark. Here are some of these stories making headlines today. A St. Louis police officer accused of accidentally killing a female colleague while playing a variation of Russian roulette has been sentenced to 7 years in prison after pleading guilty in the shooting. Nathaniel Hendren has been scheduled to go to trial on March 23rd on charges of first-degree involuntary manslaughter and armed criminal action, but pleaded guilty Friday. He was accused of fatally shooting 24-year-old Caitlin Alex, also a St. Louis police officer, at his home in January of 2019 while he was supposed to be on duty elsewhere. Alex was off duty at the time. Trauma counselors are being made available today for members of the Maryland Heights community. It follows a deadly shooting inside the center, the community center there on Monday night. There are 2 sessions. The first is from 7 until 9 tonight, and another on Sunday from 2 until 4 at the Government Center on Dorset Road. The city hopes to reopen the center by Monday, and you can see flowers left at the sign in honor of Maria Lucas. She was working the front desk when police say a part-time janitor shot and killed her on Monday night. 30-year-old Michael Honkamp faces first-degree murder charge and remains in the hospital. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Megan Danahay for a look at our weather.
Yeah, we've got some passing clouds in our skies today, and some of those clouds may try and squeeze out a few raindrops, some sprinkles, or very spotty light showers. Let me show you what's going on SkyTracker Doppler. We have a stalled front right across the area, and a little disturbance that's going to slide right down that front. We have one moving through this morning, bringing a little bit of flurry activity northeast, a little bit of shower activity to the south. It's a little colder on this side of the front, a little warmer on the south side of the front. So we'll likely see the chance for a few more showers as we head through the afternoon. This is what it looks like on Super Predictor as we head to 3 o'clock. Spotty showers, best chance along the Mississippi and east, and where it's a little bit colder, some snowflakes could mix in. No accumulation expected. A few lingering showers at 5 o'clock, and then for your Friday evening plans, we'll see decreasing clouds. It'll be cold, mid-30s at 8 o'clock, and a cold, quiet start to Saturday with plenty of sunshine. 26 in the morning. Expect to see a cold start to the tailgate for the Battlehawks game tomorrow. At 9 o'clock, we're at 34, but by noon, we're up to 46, and at game time, 53 degrees. For the Blues game tomorrow evening, it'll be chilly and dry into and out of Enterprise Center. Temperatures in the 40s. And then Sunday, not quite as cold in the morning, and it'll be in the mid-60s in the afternoon. Despite increasing clouds, it'll be dry until that next storm system moves in, bringing a chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms to Sunday evening and Sunday night's forecast. We'll continue with the chance of rain and storms in Saturday's forecast as well.
All right, Megan, thank you. That's your News 4 update. Remember that we're always on at KMOV.com and on your KMOV News app.
This is your News 4 update, powered by the Bomarito Automotive Group.
Thanks for choosing News 4. I'm Corey Stark. Here are some of the stories making headlines. A St. Louis police officer accused of accidentally killing a female colleague while playing a variation of Russian roulette has been sentenced to 7 years in prison after pleading guilty. Let's do it again. Son of a gun. That was early. All right, let's do it.
This is your News 4 update, powered by the Bomarito Automotive Group.
Thanks for choosing News 4. I'm Corey Stark. Here's some of the stories making headlines. A St. Louis police officer accused of accidentally killing a female colleague while playing a variation of Russian roulette has been sentenced to 7 years in prison After pleading guilty in the shooting, Nathaniel Hendren had been scheduled to go to trial on March 23rd on charges of first-degree involuntary manslaughter and armed criminal action, but pleaded guilty Friday. He was accused of fatally shooting 24-year-old Caitlin Alex, also a St. Louis police officer, at his home in January of 2019 while he was supposed to be on duty elsewhere. Alex was off duty at the time. Trauma counselors are being made available today for members of the Maryland Heights Community Center. It follows a deadly shooting inside the center on Monday night. There are 2 sessions. The first is from 7 until 9 tonight and another on Sunday from 2 until 4 at the Government Center on Dorset Road. The city hopes to reopen the center by Monday, and you can see flowers left at the sign in honor of Maria Lucas. She was working the front desk when police say a part-time janitor shot and killed her on Monday night. 30-year-old Michael Honkamp faces a first-degree murder charge and remains in the hospital. Let's turn our attention to weather and meteorologist Megan Danahay.
Hey, we've got a mix of clouds and sunshine today. Sometimes the sun has been shining brightly. At other times, it looks like the sky's going to open up. And we do have some raindrops out there. Let me show you what's going on. A weak boundary across the area, keeping the colder air to the northeast and the not as cold air to the south-southwest. So as we move through the afternoon, a little disturbance slides down this boundary. Could see a little more light snow off to the north and east, snow accumulation there, and some more shower activity possible. This is 3 p.m. So very spotty showers possible this afternoon with those high temperatures in the 40s. Maybe a few lingering showers at 5 o'clock, but by the time we move deeper into this evening, clouds will be decreasing. So for your dinner plans, maybe have an 8 o'clock reservation, 36 degrees. Overnight, high pressure builds in. That means we start with a very quiet morning on Saturday, 26 degrees. It'll be cold, but it will be sunny. And then we warm up pretty quickly. For the tailgate, Battlehawks game day tomorrow, we'll expect to see a cold 9 o'clock temperature, but by noon we're up to 46, 53 by game time. And game day over at Enterprise Center tomorrow evening, 40s into and out of Enterprise Center. It'll be chilly and it will be dry. Sunday will start dry, but we'll see the chance of rain as we get into the evening. Not as cold in the morning. More clouds in Sunday's forecast, but we'll still see highs in the 60s. And then as we move into the evening, you can see how rain spreads into the area, maybe a few thunderstorms. That sticks with us Sunday night, and we'll see rain and storms in your Monday forecast. Rain likely on Tuesday. Corey.
Megan, thank you. That's your News 4 update. Remember that we're always on at KMOV.com and your KMOV News app.